Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3, gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3, gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, share. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, that jump was crazy, bro. I was like, bro, listen, I got that, bro. I got that, bro. Just go and handle your business. He was like, look, it ain't no rush. He said, I'm gonna holler at you tonight. He said, cause I ain't doing nothing. I done went this long sober without rushing. I ain't doing no rushing. He said, I'm gonna holler at you tonight. He said, when I come out and work tonight, that's when I'm gonna hit you off. So he was like, can you be patient till then? I was like, like 12:30 or something like that. I'm like, man, oh, that's a long time tonight when you come out. He was like, bro, look, for me, bro, let's do that for me, man. Look, trust me, because I don't want everybody to know I'm getting this from the VI. He said, let them figure out everything else, but they ain't gonna know that I came straight from VI and everything for sale. I was like, you right, bro. He was like, because it still ain't nothing here. I was like, you right, bro. Take your time, bro. Take your time, man. He was like, I'm gonna get you tonight. I was like, all right. I dipped off. When I dipped off, I go upstairs and start hollering at my homeboy. So as I'm talking to my homeboy, like, you know what I mean? Of course I'm about to let him know to play, because I'm gonna get my homeboy to pump the feezies. Why? Like, we gotta look out. He looking out for me. I'm gonna look out for somebody else. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, that's how this thing go. So I'm telling my homeboy, I'm like, oh, bro, listen, bro. Shh. Say word, bro. Say word. Guess who got the pack, bro? He was like, who? The whatchamacallit dudes. I was like, nah. He was like, the Richmond dudes. I'm like, nah. He like, who, the red team? I'm like, nah. He was like, who, 10 up? I'm like, nah. He was like, who? I said, bro, look, bro, you ain't gonna believe it if I tell you, bro. He said, man, who, bro? I said, man, Jeff. He was like, Jeff? Jeff got to work. What do you got? I was like, bro, he got the la-la. He was like, man, you lying, man. Jeff don't be having nothing, man. Jeff can't even put it on the swole we be making. I said, bro, listen, Jeff got to work, bro. He got to work, bro. He got it. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, but look, though. I said, ain't nothing jumping to the night. I said, so we duct tape until the morning. I said, but he gonna throw me because you know how 10 was got there. I said, because you know how 10 was dogging him. You know what I mean? So he said, oh, so he ain't gonna do nothing for them? I said, nah. He said he gonna look out as far as the little stuff, but as far as business and all that other stuff, no, he's not, because they didn't do that with him. So I said, he giving it to me. So I said, he gonna give me the spoons and the feezies. I said, I'm gonna pump the spoons, you pump the feezies. I said, whatever me and him gapping, I'm gonna gap it with you. You know what I mean? So you can get some stuff and you'll be able to go up if you want to, whatever your gap is. So he was like, bet. I said, bet. I said, bet, bro. He was like, man, how'd Jeff pull that off? I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I promise you, man, Jeff came out and sat out in the pod. He just looking at the TV. He on the back bench looking at the TV like he just regular. You look up, you see T and all them running around, doing them. Ain't no telling what they got going on. You know what I mean? They doing everything except rocking with Jeff. You know what I mean? I started thinking, was this a test just to see how they gonna act with him through the rest of the day? Not knowing that this man about to be the la-la man? Could this be a test? I didn't know, y'all. All I know is I was ready to hit that la-la, y'all. So boom. So I was like, yo, man, this jump crazy, man. I was like, yo, bro, look. I seen him later on. I said, yo, bro, look. I said, bro, look, we gonna wait, right? I said, man, but when you come out, I said, bro, we gonna wait. I said, but when you come out, bro, I'm blowing the feezy tonight. I'm letting you know now, I'm blowing the feezy. He was like, well, I don't care. Man, do you. Yeah, when I get it to you, do you. I was letting you know. Man, I'm telling you, I don't care, Weezy, man. I'm telling you, I'm like, man, that's a bet. So I'm chilling. My homeboy already on standby. I ain't tell my other two homeboys yet because I'm just gonna surprise them. But everything is on the up and up. That's why I didn't want to buy none of them little J's that the old head had, because I already knew that bro was gonna make it back through the border. I knew he was. I felt it. You know what I mean? So the day went, man. The day went by fast. Went to Dunham, came back from Dunham, came back out for rec again, a little bit more chilled. Now we locking down for the rest of the night. So when we was in the cell, man, I was just chilling, man. I'm looking at TV, man. I'm in that joint chilling, man, just looking at the TV. And I see an arm come to the joint. I already knew it was Jeff. He was like, yo. I'm like, yo. He come to Joe. He was like, what's up, Weez? What's good? He was like, man, look, give me your ID. I was like, what you about? He was like, I'm about to pop your trace slide. I was like, wow. So I slid my ID under the door. Just, he popped the jump. Flap open up. You know what I mean? He kneeled down. He was like, here, bro. I was like, what's this? He was like, look, that's the spoons, bro. He was like, look, man, that's $500 in spoons. You know what I mean? He was like, and that's some Feezy money right there too. I was like, how much in fees? He said $100. You know what I mean? He said $150. So he was like, look, just, you know what I mean, just gap it with me, bro. The $150, man. We just split the $150. I'm like, all right, that's cool. 75 a piece, that's a lot. You know what I mean? We can definitely do that. He was like, all right. He was like, look, ain't no rush. I already know you gonna fill me up. Pause. You know what I mean? Just let me know when everything's straight. He was like, but look though, I put it in there too. He said, you see that paper? I'm like, yeah. He said, look, that's my people's Western Union. He said, so that's what I was like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? So he closed the trace lock. He backed up from the joint. He was like, yeah, Rabbit got it this time, don't he, Weezy? I was like, bro. I was like, yeah, bro. I said, I'm hollering, I'm about to put this cut up. He was like, all right. So he dipped off. I said, look. I said, bro, just come by and knock on the door before you go in if I can know that's count time. You know what I mean? Like, because they'll count sometimes, different times at the late night. So I was like, just come by and knock on the door when you're going in because I know that's almost count time. He was like, ah. So he dipped from the cell. I stayed in the junk, man. I bag up y'all this room. I'm like, I stay in the cell. I get to looking at the spoons. I'm like, nah, bro, new to this. These spoons too big. I recreated the spoons, y'all. So boom. This is what you do, man. This is part of the game. This is a part of the hustle game when you in there, man. I recreated the spoons, you hear me? Y'all already know the count, man. I go like this with that jump. I was like, yeah. There's a spoon right here. Put that to the side. Another spoon. Put that to the side. Yeah. When it was all said and done, y'all had a 5 extra spoon game, y'all. So boom. I'm the best pincher in America, man. I know how to pinch. Pinch decent, man. Like everybody pinches. I get pinched, pause. Everybody's gonna get pinched, man, when you gotta go through somebody else. That's just how it go down, man. So I told my homeboy, my roommate was in that joint, super happy. I got him rolling up. Man, I was like, look, wait till they count. Then we gonna go up. We gonna go up. So I'm like, all right. So I got everything situated, you know what I mean? My word, bro walked by, bro was like, yeah, we about to go in, bro. I was like, all right. He was like, you straight? I was like, yeah. He was like, shh, man, I ain't doing nothing to tomorrow. I was like, bro, that's on you. So he dipped. As soon as they counted, you know what I mean, they walked by. I was like this. I lit that joint up, man. Got the incense burning, that's word. Me and my roommate blew it down. Me and my roommate blew it down in that jank. My word blew it down in that jank, but everybody locked down. Everybody's locked down, man. So I was so lit, man. I just went to sleep. I went to sleep with a sack in my hand. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I had a sack in my hand. I didn't know what was gonna go on. I promise you, man, I wake up, they counting again. I'm like, oh, shit. They walk by. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, stand by for breakfast. Stand by for breakfast. Everybody on standby for breakfast. Look up, like, man, my roommate already brushing his teeth. You know what I mean? We pick and roll the sink. I get over there, start getting my joint together. They open the door. Boom. The doors open up. I look, I see my homeboy down there. His cell, like, yo, hey, bro. He was like, bro, start walking down towards my cell. Now, my next door neighbor that sleep next to me, he walk up, hey, Weezy, you got some la-la, man. I sworn I smelled some la-la last night, man. Now the door's open, I smell it. That was y'all? I'm like, yeah, I got some la-la, bro. He was like, you do? I'm like, yeah. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, bro, I got some la-la. I was like, what you trying to get? He was like, man, for real, man. I'm trying to get some fees. I was like, all right, well, look, give me a minute. I said, look, bro gonna have. You know what I mean? My man just was walking up. I said, bro gonna have. You know what I mean? He was like, all right. So next thing you know, I hit bro with the fees. I said, bro, look, we split it 75. You know what I mean? So me and you split the 75, bro. It's free. You can blow with yours, do whatever you want. But this bring me, you know what I mean? Half of the 75. He was like, all right. So bro dip out. He go holler at my next door neighbor selling the fees. I come out. When I come down the steps, y'all, I come down the steps like this. I ain't gonna lie, y'all come down the steps. I'm like, get down the steps. First person I seen was T. T was like, he gave me a look like, I was like, what's up? He was like, what's up? You got it? I was like, yeah. What's up? What you trying to get? He was like, man, I'm really trying to get some spoons, but I gotta see what my people's doing first. Though he was like, but you got some feezies? I was like, yeah, bro, got the feezies. He was like, who? I was like, bro. He was like, oh, your homeboy? I was like, yeah, all at him. He was like, well, all right. He walked away with a curious face. He was like, well, all right. As I'm saying, as he doing that, I look up, I see the dude Jeff. Jeff like, hey, T, come here. T turn around, T hit the U-turn, go back over here where Jeff was at. He go over there where Jeff was at. I don't know what Jeff said. All I know is I looked up, they was going up to cell 34. Now they want to invite him to cell 34, y'all, so boom. At first he didn't have access granted. Now they want to let him come in that joint, man. So they all go up at 34. Next thing you know, the whole pod smell like la-la after that party. That's how that joint smelled. So word, T come out the joint. When they come out the joint, this how T come out the joint. He come out the joint with Jeff. He like, they stop right there at the T. He like, this word, I read Jeff lips. Jeff said, Weezy got it. He was like, he couldn't believe his ears. He was like, couldn't hear what he was saying. Jeff was like, you know what I mean? I'm sitting on that joint like, yeah, you gotta come back and holler and spend that money with me, T. Yeah, you gotta spend that money with me. That's what you gotta do. Come spend it with me. I'm like this. Get over here. Get over here, T. I'm waiting on you. You know what I mean? So he talking to Jeff. You know what I mean? So the rest of them come out over there with the Jeff where they was all standing there. Lady said, clear the top tier. Clear the top tier. So they come down. They come down the steps. This is my word. I told y'all it's 4 seats at the table. It's 4 seats at the table. T came to the table. T sat down, and the other 2 dudes sat down. There was 1 more seat left. The dude, the brown skinned dude I told y'all that went and got the pack, that told me to even tell Jeff, he was getting ready to walk to the table. He was about to walk to the table. This word T was like, man, hold on, bro. Hold on right quick. Let me holler at Jeff right quick. Dude was like, Jeff was like, Jeff sat at the table. Dude was like this. He couldn't believe he was on the outside looking in, y'all. So boom. Karma or mean one ain't. Yeah, karma or mean one. So he's standing around the table like this. He like this. So T talking like, you know what I mean? So they having a conversation. I don't know what the conversation is about. You know what I mean? They having a conversation. So after they had the conversation, they said, stand by for child. Y'all on standby for child. Stand by for child. Y'all on standby for child. So we getting ready. So I go in the room. When I go in the room, I look up. Jeff is coming my way. I seen him. He comes to the door. He was like, hey, look. He like where he at my cell. They can't see him. You can't really see him. They can see him standing, but they can't hear. They can't really see what he's saying. So he got his back to the door. But like where my cell is at, he was like, hey, look. I said, what he say, bro? I'm lit. I'm like, yo, bro, what T say, bro? What T say, bro? I said, you told him Weezy got it, bro? He was like, yeah, man, yeah. But I said, man, what did he say, man? He was like, man, guess what that man said? I was like, what? He was like, man, that man will say, how you gonna go against the grain? How you gonna let Weezy sell the work? And you ain't even let us get no money. We supposed to be from where you from. You ain't even let us sell. I was like, man, that man did not say that, bro. He was like, man, he did, Weezy, man. I said, what you say? He was like, man, I just told him his business. I just told him his business, man. Weezy know his way around. Like, you know, them dudes ain't never been no, and I know them to be hustlers. They know how to get lit, you know what I mean? But they ain't really known to be no hustlers. So like, I just told him it was business. He was like, man, the man was begging me, you know what I mean? So he was like, he trying to get a spoon though. So look, when he come with the junk, man, sell him the spoon though, man. I said, man, he got that money got to be there because I don't got time for him to get in the way of my money. So I said, if this for your money, like he was like, man, look, man, I'm gonna give me a spoon, Weezy. I'm gonna give him a spoon. You know what I mean? He was like, that's all they get. That's for all along. He was like, that's for all along right there. I was like, for real, man? He was like, that's for all along. So I gave it to him. You know what I mean? I gave him a spoon. So he go back over there and holler at them when we went to Chow. This time, he wasn't the one on the outside looking in when they went to the Chow hall and eat either. He was at the table with all of them. You know what I mean? So I guess that's when he gave him a spoon. When he gave him a spoon, they came back to the party, got litty again. So now they getting litty through the whole day. The spoon about over with. So I seen T-Face like he wanted to come holler. And he was like, hey, Weezy, hey, look, man, I'm gonna holler at bro and see if he just let me get them Johnson consignment. I'm like, yo, listen, bro, I need the money now. Now I said, when you tell me, I said, when I give you the Western Union information, you tell me to go check it, then I'll go check it, bro. Then that's when you get to work, bro. I mean, with a serious face, like, yo, bro, that's when you'll get to work. He was like, man, what I'm saying, though, ain't you pumping for broke? I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? But I was like, it's my rules, though, bro. Just because I'm doing that, I mean, you know what I mean? He was like, you know what I mean? Walked away, you know what I mean? Walked away. I looked up, he went to go say something to Jeff. Now he talking to Jeff. Goddamn, I mean, Jeff having a conversation. I'm like, fuck, conversation started to look like it's intense. So the dude, the brown skin dude that had got to work that time, that's from where they from, he come over there, and he was standing kind of like by him, and then as he was standing by him, all you heard was T was like, yo, man, that's some fuck shit, man. Yeah, man, that's some fuck shit, man. That shit lame as hell, man. That shit lame as a bitch, man. Goddamn, niggas from where you from, you ain't gonna do shit for none of us, man. That's what you say. You gave me a punk ass spoon to share with all these niggas, man. What the fuck I'm gonna do with that, man? Why the fuck you ain't tell me you was coming through? I could have got something to come through with you, nigga. We from the same motherfucking place. This word, Jeff was like, Shh, man, look, y'all niggas don't talk to me long enough for me able to give y'all this type of information. Y'all niggas don't be inviting me to shit. Y'all niggas make meals. Y'all niggas give me the scraps, T. Y'all niggas give me the scraps. That's what the fuck y'all be doing. Y'all niggas give me the scraps. T was like, man, look, man, fuck all that, man. Goddamn it, you with us or you ain't. That's what this shit boiled down to, man. You either got down with us or you from Norfolk, nigga. Everybody in the party looked back like, shit, I got quiet and jumped. That nigga was like, shit, nigga. I'm me, nigga. Yeah, but if it's like that, then, nigga, I guess I'm from Norfolk, then. And that nigga just walked away, y'all, so boom. I promise you, that nigga T was looking mad as fuck. That nigga was looking mad as fuck, man. I'm like, that shit crazy, man. So, like, from that day, that first day didn't go good. That first day didn't go good, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Monday rolled around, because that was Sunday. You know what I mean? So when Monday get here, it was like, you know, Monday be the time where, like, it still be la in the pod, but you gotta have the money. You gotta have the money. You had fun all weekend now. It's about money this week. You know what I mean? So now we going out. I'm going outside. Now they just watching me like this. I'm outside like this, slanging and banging. Y'all like this. Hey, yo. Hey, look, bro. I'm about to throw it over the fence now. This how dudes used to throw work over the fence. They used to put a rock. They'll get a rock from off the yard, get a rubber band, tie the spoons to the rock with the rubber band. Throw it over the jump. That's word. I look up. I see 10 of them down there watching me, 10 of them like this. I'm slanging and banging. That's my word. I'm hustling everywhere. I'm seeing dudes from North. Hey, Weezy, what's up, man? What's good? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna send y'all some feezies, bro. I said, bro, got the feezies. I'm gonna tell him to send y'all a couple of feezies, man. I was like, look, bro, this ain't my situation, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna make sure y'all get something, you know what I mean? Dude, all right. So he see me looking out for all my niggas. Man, it looked like that's my pack. That's what it looked like, man. The nigga T was mad as fuck. That nigga was mad as fuck. That nigga was so mad. Man, that nigga was so mad. I couldn't believe that this nigga pulled me to the side to talk to me about this, man. I promise y'all on everything, man. As I'm out there slanging and banging, because we on yard 2, right by 4 building. I'm at the window talking to dudes in 4B. Hey, yeah, look, lunchtime, dinner time. Da-da-da. Man, my word. Dude T was like, hey, Weezy. Hey, man, me holler at you when you finish, bro. I was like, all right, man. You know what I mean? I dipped off, walked over there where he was at. Like, what's up? He was like, man, look, real talk, Weezy, man. I know you straight right now. And I know, you know what I mean? He was like, but to be honest with you, Weezy, he said, if a dude from Norfolk did what Jeff did, how would you carry it, Weezy, man? Give me an honest answer, Weezy. I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I said, man, since I've been locked up, man, what I learned, man, that it ain't nothing like your own, man. So I said, when people from my city act crazy when they be having stuff, I don't get mad. I said, I don't get mad, bro. I said, for example, I gave him a dude named from Norfolk. I ain't gonna say no names, but it was a dude in there from Norfolk who used to be on my top. Always want something every time I get it, run me down like we best friends. I had just met him in the can. I said, man, as soon as that man got something of his finally, I said, you know what that man told me, man, when he had the la man? He was like, what? I said, man, that man told me he wanted all cash money, man. He wanted all cash money. Now, this was around the time when dudes would ask for cash money. If you my guy, though, like, come on, bro, like, I don't have cash money. I'm just trying to buy a couple of feezies. Like, what's going on? That man told me he needed all cash money, man. I said, you know what? I said, I didn't even get mad, bro. I said, I just did me. And that's just what it's about. I said, so y'all can't be mad, bro. That Jeff, man, like, he was like, man, look, man. Nah, Weezy, fuck all that, man. He was like, man, look, man, tell that nigga you ain't trying to sell that shit no more, Weezy. And I'm gonna go take that shit from that nigga, and I'm gonna give you goddamn half of that shit, man. Fuck that nigga, man. I was like, I looked at him, I was like, bro, look, bro, nah, bro, ain't nobody robbing him, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, what? I was like, bro, ain't nobody gonna mess with him, bro. I said, come on, bro. Y'all niggas ran around and did y'all for all this time. Now y'all niggas mad, bro. Now y'all niggas mad, man. He was like, man, oh, that shit fucked up, Weezy, man. Like, that shit is dumb. That shit, I ain't feeling that shit, Weezy, man. Cause like niggas supposed to come in here and play fair with the home team. How you ain't gonna play fair with the home team? He said, every time I seen you get something, you play fair with the home team. I said, yeah, because them dudes play fair with me. I said, those dudes play fair with me, bro. I said, I'm not just in here giving nothing away. He said, you just throwing stuff. I said, bro, yeah, I rock with each dude I looked out for. I said, if you ain't rocking with me like that, I ain't got nothing for you. And that's just what it is, man. I said, furthermore, T, man, I said, y'all used to do him dirty, man. I used to watch y'all do him dirty, man. So I said, just let him have his moment, man. It ain't like he ain't partying with y'all, looking out for y'all. He done what he done. He said, nah, that won't doing what he's supposed to done. Yeah, I done fed that man plenty nights. Yeah, I done fed him plenty nights, man. I said, man, look, bro, I ain't, you know what I mean? I said, what you trying to cop, bro? Because I ain't finna go back and forth about this. But he was like, I'm saying, Weezy, what's up? Think about what I said, nah, bro. I said, nah, man. I gave him a look like, yeah, nigga, when I get back, I'm gonna tell him too, man. So boom. So we stay on the yard for a minute. I see my homeboys. We walk down further down from them. I'm like, yo, bro, dude, talk about goddamn gives the stuff back to goddamn Jeff, he can rob him, he'll give me half. My homeboy was like, what? Man, hell nah, niggas ain't fucking with Jeff, man. Jeff got niggas straight. I was like, yes. Ain't nobody fucking with him, man. I was like, man, but for real though, like goddamn, like Jeff can handle his goddamn self for real though, bro. I was like, man, but I told Jeff how this was gonna be. I said, I don't really like hustling like this. I said, I really don't like hustling like this, bro, but like, for real though, man, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew them niggas was gonna get mad, bro. My homeboy was like, yeah, I feel you, bro. I was like, man, for real, I don't like, cause dudes be telling, I don't trust nobody, bro. I was like, man, shit wicked, man. You know what I mean? Shit wicked, man. So goddamn, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Goddamn, the nigga goddamn, I go back and tell Jeff. But I told y'all, Jeff ain't the type that'll go back and start shit, you know what I mean? So I go back and tell him, like, yo, bro, hey, listen, man, your man's trying to backdoor you, man. He was like, what? I was like, bro, the man trying to tell me to give you the stuff. I gave him the whole count. He was like, man, I wish he would. Man, I wish T would. Yeah, I got something waiting on his ass too. Yeah, I got something waiting on his ass too. I'm like, bro, what you gonna do? He was like, man, I ain't finna do shit, man. He was like, man, fuck them niggas, man. He was like, for real though, man. He's the only reason why I'm jive doing what I'm doing with them niggas now, man. He said, because I just don't want to look like I just strictly just shun them niggas, man. Like, I just cut them niggas all the way off. He said, because it ain't like that. He was like, one of the niggas, all right. He was like, the dude that told you to duck me, you know what I mean? He was like, I don't fuck with him. And he was like, T, his day was coming anyway, so he should have known this was gonna happen. But he was like, for real, couple of them niggas, all right though, Weezy. I'm like, bro, listen, they from your city. So I let you handle how you gonna handle them, bro. Like, that's on you, how you gonna handle it, man. He was like, man, look, bro, goddamn, I'm just trying to goddamn keep winning, bro. That's all I'm trying to do, bro. I was like, all right, look, bro. I said, I got that 250 about to be on the way. You know what I mean? I said, goddamn, so your peoples need to be on standby, you ready to check Western Union. He's like, yeah, all right, that's a bet. That's a bet. And I was like, bro, listen, watch them niggas though, bro. I said, cause he probably gonna know I told you. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I got you, Weezy. I was like, bro, this be on point, bro. You know what I mean? So he was like, all right. So when everybody was moving around, you looked up, you seen T and them looking stupid. You know what I mean? The man talking about robbing his homeboy. You know what I mean? They ain't rock with him anyway. So that's why that energy was like that, man. So the dude Jeff, like him handling it, like I'm glad he didn't just snap out, because like if he snapped out, he ain't gonna be able to get no more money. He can't mess the money up now that I'm doing for him. So like he gotta stay out here. So like I respected why he didn't snap the fuck out. You know what I mean? So when he seen T and them, he kept it regular. I don't know if T and them felt like I told him, which they probably should, but like I promise you, man, bro kept it regular. So bro kept that shit regular and goddamn, he was just moving around with them niggas through the week. Man, he was making sure that he was feeding them niggas. But at the end of the day, man, it was still leaving a sour taste in bro's mouth that I was the one with the work. You know what I mean? So I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing all the way up to I kept the last 2 spoons, man. I kept the last 2 spoons and I still got them 5 in the cut. Now, those 5 in the cut, I was gonna put those out for a rainy day. Those are rainy day spoons. You know what I mean? That's in the cut. Nobody's gonna know where that's at. And I got the 2 spoons and I'm smoking out of that jump. You know what I mean? So everybody chill. Everybody, you would think everybody would be good, but like I said, you can't trust T and them, man. You can't trust T and them, man. I promise you, man. The weekend was about to come up again. The weekend was about to come up again, man. And for real, goddamn, I don't know what the fuck had happened, but T was acting like he was alright, but you couldn't even trust the nigga T. Like real shit, man. Like everybody that was in the block, they know this shit, man. They already knew what time it was, man. I promise you, man. Niggas will fuck a wet dream up. Niggas will fuck a wet dream up, man. But through the week, you can see bro coming to me, talking to me about different things. He was talking to me like I was his business partner. You know what I mean? I really felt like after I sat back and thought about this story before I done it, man, like I thought about it then too. But like, I really felt like T wanted my position. You know what I mean? T wanted my position, but he couldn't have it. Because I was the one that showed loyalty qualities to somebody, man, from his city. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how shit be happening, y'all. I showed loyalty qualities, and this is why Jeff is fucking with me the way he's fucking with me. So Jeff is talking to me about future plans that's coming up for the weekend. You know what I mean? Future plans that's about to happen again. That's what he's talking about, man. So the nigga Jeff, the little brown skinned nigga, I guess he hollered at Jeff and was like, yo, look, let me put something with that. Let me put something with that shit. You know what I mean? Da-da-da-da-da. So the nigga Jeff clapped the shit. He clapped the shit. I know he clapped the shit because when he came back and told me and him have a conversation, he was like, yo, the little nigga trying to holler at me and talking about, yeah. I was like, which one? He was like, the one that told you don't tell me he had it. I was like, for real, man? He was like, yeah, he trying to come back and talk about, cause we do business. Look, he trying to get something to come through with me and all this shit, man. I was like, what you told him? He was like, you already know what I told him. I told him he got down my back. I told him my car full. That's what I told his ass, Weezy. I was like, yeah, man, that's real rap, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, but look though, bro. I said, man, you need to be careful though, bro. I said, because You talking to them niggas, bro? I said, man, them niggas fucking haters though, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like you just gotta be easy, bro. He was like, bro, listen, man, I know who the fuck I'm dealing with, bro. He's like, my city cutthroat anyway. So I ain't even tripping on that shit. That's how niggas is anyway. He was like, it's all good though. Cause I wouldn't hang with none of them niggas on the street any fucking way. You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, listen, bro. So look, when we get this junk, how we gonna carry this junk? He's like, we're gonna carry it the same way. I'm gonna break you off with the spoons. You send that out, goddamn. You know what I mean? He's like, you got my box, Rich. He said, goddamn, I'm trying to get richer. I was like, look, we just gonna keep rocking there. That's what we gonna do, bro. I said, I don't give a fuck about that nigga T. To be honest with you, bro. I said, and I told that nigga, he's not fucking with you, bro. You know what I mean? So goddamn, the nigga T, right after me and him had that conversation, I looked up and I seen him and T sitting at the table one-on-one having a conversation. And T was super animated. He was crazy animated about the conversation. Like you can see how he was moving, and you just see Jeff just keeping his same composure and just shaking his head like. So I took it as the nigga T was trying to get him to bring some shit in just like the little nigga was. You know what I mean? But that's what niggas do for your city, man. Niggas don't give a fuck about you till they see you got motion, man. So boom. Which is backwards as fuck because in prison, you never know who's gonna catch the motion. The nigga that look bummy as a bitch can be the nigga that catch the motion. And I'm telling you, man, like that shit is wild in that bitch, man. That nigga T is a fucking hater, man. I promise you, man. So goddamn, the nigga got down clapping at the table. You could tell. I didn't even ask bro what that conversation was about. Now, I didn't even ask him what that was about. They was trying to get in, he was clapping it down. So the rest of the week went by. Now bro about to go to the VI. And so that morning, bro had got a haircut that Saturday morning. You know what I mean? So bro getting a haircut that Saturday morning. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna go around him like that. The whole pod know that he looking out for me. He looking out for the Norfolk boys. That's probably what they were saying. Yeah, you know, he giving the stuff to all the Norfolk boys. That's what he doing. Yeah, the Norfolk niggas, he getting it to them. You know what I mean? My words. So I ain't even go down that bitch. I looked out my door and seen him get a haircut. So it was lockdown time. When they was calling lockdown, they was calling him to the VI. They was calling him to the VI, man. So I'm just in the bed chilling. You know what I mean? I'm in the bed chilling, y'all. I was waiting on count to clear. Bro, we'll be back a little bit after that. Then we gonna replay this whole play that just happened last week. You know what I mean? So I'm just waiting. Like this is the bed, I'm chilling. I'm watching a rerun of sports something. I'm like, yeah, can't wait. I mean, so, whoa, I still got 5 jumps in the cut. I'm like, yeah. Next thing you know, count clear, count clear, count clear, count clear, count clear. Doors open up. Everybody step out. Everybody stepped out. I looked up. First place I looked was always down there where T and them used to be at. I looked up, seeing T and them over there. You know what I mean? Got the sour faces always. They probably like, yo, you know, bro, with the VI. I don't know what they talking about. So I'm just chilling, you know what I mean? I'm listening to top 10 chilling. Man, so chilling for a little bit longer. Lady said, stand by for child. Stand by for child. Stand by for child. Y'all eating first. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? I was like, damn, bro ain't back for lunch. Because I was going to hit him with, let me get that tray. You know what I mean? Because when he go to VI, definitely a lot for his tray. So bro didn't come back. So the lady was like, exit out for child. So we exiting out. So we leaving out the jump. So we exiting out the jump. When we get to where we got to make the right to get to the chow hall, my word, man, they stopped us and I looked and I seen niggas walking to the gate. To like, it's a gate, like it's that yard too I was telling y'all about. That leads to another fence that you have to jump, but it's like the fence that's blocking the gym off. And like that's another half. Like when people come out of Jumar, you'll see all the Jumar dudes right there. So if you're in that yard, you can holler at dudes from all over the compound because they coming out of Jumar. You know what I mean? So we about to hit that corner, but when I look, I'm seeing them revert us into the gate. So everybody's going into that gate. So we like, so usually when it's like that, it's a status. Somebody coming out the hole, somebody going to the hole is either one or the other. You can't be on the boulevard while they doing these things though, because it's emergency status. Man, my word, they told us go in the gate right here. They put a whole part of the gym gate. So we all walking to the gym gate. We like this, we like, everybody like, man, somebody must be going to the hole. Somebody must be going to the hole. My word, T and them a little bit right there. I'm looking at T and them. I'm not thinking about nothing though. I look at T. T just looking stupid in the face. Next thing you know, you look up. The support building, that's where you go at to get to the visiting room, which is not far from that gate where we at. I promise you, the door open up, poof. You see the sergeant come out, and you see 2 COs, and next thing you know, you see Jeff coming out like this. Jeff was like, when he got over there with the gate, he was like, you heard T like, what's up, man? What happened, man? He was like, it's great on T. Kept it moving, was my word. They walked Jeff to the hole, y'all. So boom. I was like, what the fuck, man? Hold on, man. Nigga got told. They just went to the beam, man. So we going to chow hall. Kitchen worker dude talking about it. He was like, yeah, they just caught the nigga from y'all part in the VI trying to swallow some balloons in the VI. I'm like, shh, man, get the fuck out of here. He was like, man, listen, that shit was crazy, man. He was like, but the thing about it is somebody must have got down and dropped the kite. He said, because they was on his ass from the start. He was like, goddamn, when they started the visiting room this morning, he said the investigators was here, goddamn, this person was here. He was just naming all type of people. That had to have been the case if they was here on the weekend. You know what I mean? So he got lined up, man. The man got lined up, man. I promise you, they locked Jeff up. Jeff is gone. No more Lala. That's over with. I got the 5 spoons in the cut, though. You know what I mean? I got the 5 spoons in the cut, so goddamn, I'm mad as a bitch. I wrote the nigga a kite. I write the nigga a kite. He don't get it till the next day. He write me back the kite. I don't get that till the next day. So it took a couple days for me to correspond with him. So I read the kite. He like, look, bro, somebody definitely told him. I don't know who it was, but they was watching me from the start. You know what I mean? He was like, goddamn, the lady that brought the shit, he was like, she bucked. He was like, I think she went on a high-speed chase. Like somehow she got out and she bucked. Goddamn, he was like, but goddamn, I'm done, bro. He was like, goddamn, it's all good, though. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I felt bad. I wrote him back, like, bro, I'm gonna send you something, man. But since that day, I had already felt like the nigga T had did that fuck shit, man. My word, so y'all know I got the 5 spoons. I promise you, man, I'm about to jump selling the joint. That nigga T had the nerve to pull up on me, talking about he want the 5 spoons, man. That's my word. I was like, what? I said, nigga, I ain't selling you shit, nigga. He was like, what? I said, nigga, I ain't selling you shit, nigga. He was like, what's up? I was like, nigga, what's up, nigga? Fuck wrong with you, nigga? I think you the police anyway, bitch. He was like, nigga, I ain't the police. Nigga, I ain't the police. I said, nigga, fuck you, man. Don't say nothing to me, bro. Don't say nothing to me, bro. So everybody, come on, what's up with you? I was like, man, ain't nothing, man. Unless a nigga trying to fight. He was like, unless you try. I said, bro, listen, we can fight, bro. We ain't gotta do all this talking, bro. He was like, man, look, nigga, yeah. He just started getting all loud and shit. I'm like, man, nigga ain't trying to fight, man. You know what I mean? This is my word, man. Like, we ain't rumble. I thought we was gonna rumble. I thought me and him was gonna rumble. But we didn't, man. But since that day, I didn't say nothing else to that nigga, man. He ended up coming up to Lawrenceville. In the pod where I was at. I ain't say nothing to that nigga. He didn't last long at 33 because I had already told everybody that nigga was the people, man. And like niggas from this city could have believed it or not. You know what I mean? I just really felt, I didn't have no proof. When I broke the song, I broke the situation down to niggas and niggas won't feeling that shit, man. That's my word, man. But I ain't say nothing else to that nigga, man. The nigga got down Jeff, I got shit across the street, man, where his big got a little harder probably because that's a level 5, man. But y'all see how niggas is, man. Niggas a fucking wet dream up, man. Niggas a fucking wet dream up, man, just because they feeling like they entitled. He gotta do this and this and because you from the city. Nah, bro. Y'all niggas dogged him and that's what y'all supposed to get back. Dog. Y'all supposed to got dogged. So that's how that shit went, y'all. So that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, though, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Y'all know the count. Stay y'all ass out the way. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a Thursday banger. So what I need y'all to do is like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, people. And stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.